The Red Sox try to reset tonight in Baltimore. It's game 2 of the series with the Orioles. Garrett Crochet and Christian Campbell both now in the fold for years to come as the Red Sox make a lot of news off the field. Welcome back to Camden Yards, everyone. Dave O'Brien, Lou Merloni, also Jemai Webster in just a couple of moments. Craig Breslow, very busy, Lou, the last 48 hours or so. And you have Crochet on the mound tonight, exactly why he was signed. Red Sox have dropped 4 straight games.
Yeah, it's a big 24 hours for this team. You know, you locked up 2 very talented players. Anytime you sign a team to an extension, a player to an extension, you always take on a little bit of risk. But 8 years, $60 million for Christian Campbell, it seems very team-friendly. When it comes to Garrett Crochet, you gave up a lot this offseason. This sort of completes a very good offseason for the Red Sox, signing this guy to an extension. But there is risk. $28 million to a guy, first-year starter, 146 innings. There is risk by the team. You know I love this guy, so I'm just excited to be able to watch him every 5th day for the next 6 years.
Crochet, half of a really good pitching battle tonight. He'll be opposed by the right-hander Zach Eflin. Will this be the night the Red Sox offense finally unthaws? It's game 2 from Camden Yards, coming your way next. By Audi. Visit your New England Audi dealer today. By WB Mason. Request your food service catalog today at WBMason.com. And by BuyAToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyAToyota.com. Red Sox in Baltimore, the second game of the 3-game series, afternoon tilt tomorrow before the Red Sox get back home and Fenway Park on Friday. Weather is supposed to be spectacular, sunny, and in the mid-60s. For the home opener against the St. Louis Cardinals. We check out tonight's storylines presented by FanDuel and Red Sox odds. For Raffy Devers did a home run. We all know he would die for a bloop single to left at this point, but Wilyer Abreu to hit a home run plus 630. And both in the lineup this evening against a tough customer in the right-hander Zach Eflin, former 16-game winner with the Tampa Bay Rays. But one thing you know is you're going to get strikes to hit. He hates to walk people, very rarely walks anyone, so he's going to be in the zone.
Yeah, that's just what Eflin does. You know, and obviously the offense, you got to get going. You got about 4 or 5 guys who you really got to get into this season, but to me, all eyes are on the guy in the mound for the Sox.
It should be a blast to watch Garrett Crochet. It'll be his second start. Here's the Red Sox lineup brought to you by Plymouth Rock. Tristan Casas and Connor Wong are 2 of the Red Sox regulars still looking for their first RBI of the season. Connor Wong 1 for 16, Casas 1 for 17. But you're facing a guy who is in the zone all night long. The starting pitcher, Zach Eflin, 1-0, an ERA of 3. A strike thrower last year, 166 innings. He walked only 24 batters.
Let's take a look at the Orioles defense. Garrett Crochet lefty, a little different look to it. At third base, Ramon Arias. Jorge Mateo is the shortstop. Jordan Westberg is at second base with Ryan Mountcastle at first base. In the outfield, left to right, you got Laureano, Mullins, and O'Neill, with Gary Sanchez doing the catching.
Umpires tonight presented by M&T Bank. Dave Rackley has home plate. Moscoso at first, Hanahan takes second. Guccione will umpire third. We're available as telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP brought to you by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. Weather forecast is overcast and much cooler than it was on opening day here for the Orioles. 55 degrees with the wind out to left at 6 miles per hour. But it is dry in Baltimore, and rarely does this series go by at Camden Yards when the Red Sox are in town where you can say it's dry every single game. Certainly that's the hope for tomorrow. One more to come and the rest of tonight.
Well, the Sox had the off day. Seemed like a pretty relaxed group in there today. Like to see them swing the bats. Again, still really haven't had the lead. Only once, right? And the Abreu homer in the 9th. That's the only time they've had the lead. And if you want the offense to get going, Obi, it starts with this man right here. You want to get Duran on. Use those legs. It energizes that team.
Jaron to climb in 286. Had a good opener for the Orioles opener the other day. 2 for 5 with a triple. Drove in 3 runs. And we are underway on strike 1. Rafi Devers on deck. Red Sox trying to shake their offensive woes tonight. I mean, tough to beat anybody, let alone good teams. And the Red Sox have played 2 good teams right out of the gate. When you have 5 starters as cold as the Red Sox have right now.
Well, 2, 3, 4, 5. Devers, Bregman, Casas, Story. No RBIs amongst the 4 of them, right? And there's been opportunities.
And the 0-2 from the righty, and struck him out on 3 pitches, 1 gone.
After a couple of fastballs, he's going to just spin it here. This is going to be that curveball. He likes to cut it, likes to sink it. He's used his sweeper more. Now it's 1 start, right? He really upped the usage of his sweeper against Toronto. Right-handed lineup, but overall more sweepers, especially the righties.
Well, here's Devers, 0 for 19, 15 strikeouts. Red Sox felt, and Alex Cora talked about it, that he got a little bit closer to himself 2 days ago. Particularly his 9th inning at bat. Again, he would draw a walk and strike out in that at bat. Had some good swings.
He's still not chasing. I mean, he's 0 for 3 with 2 walks. It's the best he's looked all year long last game. But it's not right. You know, he's not right at the plate right now. And I think, you know, talking to some of the people around this team, you know, last year when he was dealing with both shoulders at the end of the year, there were some bad habits for him. He was trying to get by. He was in a lot of pain, and he's carried them over to this year. And not many at-bats in spring to kind of fix it.
2-1 and popped up. Racing in Maria's third baseman in a foul ground. 2 down. So Rafi Devers begins 2025 0 for 20. And Alex Bregman at 227. Another one of those guys looking for his first RBI in a Red Sox uniform. And face planted on that play on Monday. I was chatting with him today. Said, yeah, I did think I broke my nose initially. It's the neck that's really giving him trouble more than anything right now as a result of that. I mean, that was vicious.
Yeah, you know, we were following the ball, looking at and then when you finally see the replay, how hard he face planted that dirt.
He'll swing and lift a high fly ball into left center field. Laureano's out there tonight. And the Red Sox with a quiet start. 1-2-3. Brendan Hyde, the skipper for Baltimore. Here's the lineup card for him tonight. Westberg, Rutschman, and O'Neill. Mountcastle, Laureano, Sanchez catching. Arias the third. Mateo, the shortstop. Mullins in center field. Facing the Red Sox starter. That is the left-hander Garrett Crochet. His second start with Boston. His first pitch 98 miles an hour. He gets strikeout.
Oh, I love it. Let it eat. You know, last game it was 95, 96. He got Cutter happy. Let this thing go. You see 98 in the first pitch.
97. 0-2.
Plus you got a little contract underneath you.
Yeah.
Gonna feel excited to let it go.
Just 170 million. Gets it back to 98. And of course the other contract guy at second base, Christian Campbell, and a 1-2. Need to move his feet.
See, what I love establishing this 98, he didn't have it last game. Maybe that's why he went away from it, because he was 95, 96. But when you establish 97, 98, let them know what game you're in on, all of a sudden now you're going to start getting some swings on that cutter that he fell in love with in game one.
2-2 to Westberg. And struck him out. Back with the cut. And caught him looking, and one gone.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense presented by Bigelow T. Around the infield, you got Bregman at third with Story at short. Campbell's at second with Casas at first. In the outfield, left to right, it's Duran, Rafaela, and Abreu with Connor Wong doing the catching. This already looks like a different animal on the mound, Obi.
It does. Rutschman, 286, couple of home runs. And a strike. The other thing you really like about Garrett, is a lot to like about him, but he works fast. He gets it. He throws it. There's no messing around with him. Fly into right field. Abreu, a couple of steps back, and 2 fast outs.
Let's take a look at Garrett Crochet's pitching arsenal presented by Audi. Now I want to compare 24 to what we saw. This is what I'm talking about. The cutter was almost 50% against Texas. It used to be the four-seamer last year. It kind of flip-flopped the two of them. But today, obviously coming out here and establishing the fastball and let everything else play off of it, I like this approach.
Tyler O'Neill, big opener for them on Monday, the home openers. He went 4 for 4. It was after that game that Alex Bregman grabbed Connor Wong, and for a couple of hours they sat and watched it back and talked about what pitches should have been selected or might be selected the next time out. I think you're seeing an immediate difference.
Well, he just looks like a different guy. Of course, when you get that extension, now you can let it eat a little bit, right? Sure. Because you got that security. Not that he was holding back.
Well, cut on and missed. He blew him away. O'Neill down on strikes. On the sweeper, they go 1-2-3. Now both of these starters on their A game right out of the chute. Here's Tristan Casas as we start the second inning. And then Trevor Story and then Wilyer Abreu. Casas just 1 for 17. Red Sox with 5 starters in Casas, Devers, Rafaela, Wong, and Story, who have combined to go 5 for 82 coming into play tonight. Under 100. Think to yourself, Red Sox are lucky to have a win given that. And the 2-strike pitch. Down he goes. Chase that 4-seamer. Second strikeout for Eflin. Let's toss it down to Jemai.
Well, Dave, everybody seems to be really excited about Christian Campbell signing this long-term deal to stay with the Red Sox. And we talked with Alex Bregman about it earlier today, and he also signed his first big deal just 1 year in the big leagues. And he said sky's the limit for Christian. He obviously spent some time with him during spring training as his locker room mate, and has taken him under his wing. He said,
Story with a high fly ball deep to left field. Laureano back at the wall. Watch that baby go. It's gone. Number 1 for Trevor Story. And puts the Red Sox on the scoreboard on a big fly to left.
Boy, that is nice, huh? Sox getting their first lead. Just a second lead, but not the 9th inning like we saw our opening day. But Story jumps all over this hanger from Eflin. Little breaking ball over the middle of the plate, stays on it. Drives out of left field, gives the Sox a nice little lead here for Garrett Crochet.
That Red Sox home run, 394, by the way, brought to you by Audi. Visit your New England Audi dealer today. Red Sox with their 4th home run of the season. That brings up Abreu.
Yeah, you see it here. Look at this hanging breaking ball. Kind of leans out, too. You know, if he's thinking dead pull, he's not getting to this pitch. But because he's thinking up the middle, he's able to stay on it, even though it's outer half.
Abreu lifting this one into center field. Well, you're one of a couple of guys in this lineup with really good numbers against Eflin. Rafi Devers is the other. Another look at the home run.
Yeah, this is nice. This is kind of right where they brought that fence in a little bit, right? We keep talking about it's just going to benefit the Orioles. We'll see at the end of the year, but that 363 is in a little bit. Should be a home run in any ballpark anyway, but was it one last year?
And now Campbell will drive that one down the right field line. A slicer, and that's going to be a fair ball. That'll bounce to the corner. O'Neill has to dig it and into second base. Campbell has a double.
Celebrate your new deal, right? Coming out swinging. We've seen him do this before, right? In Texas, use the whole field, comes out of the gate, gets on top of a fastball, and that's kind of inner half. It's impressive on that sinker to pull him in because he barrels this ball. Gets in that little tricky corner.
So he has reached base in all 6 major league games he's played in. And here's Connor Wong looking to pick him up. Connor's had real serious struggles with runners in scoring position.
We got to figure out what the celebration is. Every year it's something a little new. I don't know. Just feed me. Pay me more money.
Let it eat.
Hold on. Get my agent on the phone.
That's what I figured it might be, like a signature. Let's go back to Jemai.
yeah, Dave, everybody's just super excited about Campbell's deal. He told us they had been talking for a very long time. He's happy it came together because Boston is a winning city, winning culture, and winning people. He's looking forward to being one of the future cornerstones here. And he's had a whirlwind couple of weeks. Left the country for the first time, made the big league squad, made his major league debut as well. He's just been having a fantastic time. And he had his first big league regular season off day yesterday as well, guys, and he spent it having a physical to get that contract secured.
Well, isn't that what everybody does? Get an off day and you go see the doctor. That's got to be a lot of fun. But nothing seems to faze the kid.
No.
It looks like he's been in the big leagues for 5 years.
Yeah. And I tell you, a really good deal for the Red Sox.
Good deal.
You're talking about letting Craig cook. I mean, this was, Churrio got 8 years, 82 before he even played. Corbin Carroll, he got 8 years, 111. You got this kid for 8 and 60.
2-2, a wave and a miss struck him out, but the Red Sox score first. Trevor Story with a blast to left. We go to the bottom of the second inning in Baltimore. Dave O'Brien, Lou Merlone, Jemai Webster. And a much cooler night and far fewer fans here at Camden Yards than they had for their home opener on Monday. Mountcastle 250 without a home run. Lifts that one down to right field line, and a play for Wilyer Abreu. And 4 straight retired by Crochet, and so the guys who just signed the new deals looking pretty spry here right off the bat.
Yeah, and I like it. He's just coming out with the fastball. 12 pitches in, 10 fastballs, or 9, I should say. I talked to him the next day after that first outing. He said, yeah, I just kind of fell in love with that cutter too much, and it happens. You look up, you don't even realize how much you threw it. I think he's establishing the heater here.
Laureano, the right fielder, followed by Gary Sanchez doing the catching tonight. Batting stats presented by your local Honda dealers. So the Crochet contract will take him through 2031. Roll toward third. And going to be a foul ball. So Laureano coming back to the plate.
And listen, I love watching this kid every 5 years, but that's why it was a complicated deal. Every 5 days, rather, not 5 years, but it's a complicated deal because the high end, of what the ceiling that he can become. What is he worth, given he only played, started for 1 year in 146 innings? But the Red Sox basically, $28 million. They take on some risk, but you're banking on the upside. He's 25 years old. The stuff is electric.
2-2. He thought about it, but stayed away.
And if you waited till free agency and he goes out and has the 2 years you think, you're looking at an 8, 9, 10-year deal at 35 per, right? So you're getting him for those prime years, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Payoff pitch. On one hop, that'll get through. Into right field, a base hit for Laureano. First man to reach tonight for the Orioles. Well, it is the largest deal for a pitcher with 4+ years of service time. He would have become a free agent after next season. And for a while there, it did not look like it was going to get done. And he had told everybody, he told the writers, he told the broadcasters, I don't want to negotiate during the season. But they were so close. Runner goes, and it's swung on and fouled back by Sanchez. So Laureano back to first.
Well, if Laureano's not too happy, he guesses right. He gets an amazing jump. First pitch of the at-bat. If you're Sanchez, you have to let this go. Laureano would be on second base right now, even if it's 0-1.
0-1. Got him waving on the change. So the Red Sox have their ace in the fold, and tonight they need him to be that guy. Once in a while, you got to win 1-0. If your offense is cold, same with the Texas Rangers, they've done that 2 consecutive times.
And I like showing that changeup early. Only threw 1 or 2 of them his last outing.
0-2. And popped up. Racing for it, Casas. Time to get there. Makes the catch. Runner holding it first. 2 away.
Third baseman number 29.
Then we'll bring up Arias, the third baseman.
There's interesting details of it too, right? You got that $30 million option in 2031. And I think Alex Spear was the first one to bring it up. There's a 32 club option for $15 million if he misses 120 games due to a serious injury, right? Tommy John. And if that were to happen, that option is actually voided, so you get him for that additional year, and then that following year is for 15. So hopefully he stays healthy for the whole length of the contract.
Now, opening day, he pitched effectively, if not spectacularly, against Texas. The only Red Sox win so far. He had no decision. 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, struck out 4.
He called it a grind, which it was. It was still effective.
Red Sox would win it on that 9th inning home run by Wilyer Abreu. The lone victory to date. And he's run to 3-0 here on Arias, who came in hitting .400. Runner on at first with 2 away. And he'll miss inside and put him on. So first and second for Baltimore, down to the number 8 hitter Mateo. Now their all-star shortstop Gunnar Henderson is making his way back from an intercostal injury. There's a chance he would play tomorrow. I think it's unlikely because he's supposed to play the entire game of the minors tonight. So we'll see how the Orioles deal with that. Red Sox may miss him entirely from what I'm told. That's in for ball 1.
Yeah, that's a day game too. You bring him back quickly in a day game. I mean, it's a long year. I'm sure he wants to get in there. But
2 on, 2 out. Fouled away. Certainly the expectation for the Red Sox rotation is it's going to be a backbone of this team, particularly when Bayo and Giolito return, and the progress for both of them is good. 1-1. Ground ball to short. Story into second for the force, and Crochet gets out of that without any damage.
May filled with great giveaways, including bobbleheads, hats, vests, and more. Check out the 2025 promo lineup at redsox.com/promos.
Underway in the third, 1-0. Sox in the lead on a Trevor Story home run. Sid on Rafaela leading it off here against Zach Eflin. He was the Orioles opening day starter, got the win in Toronto, retiring the first 10 batters in that game. He would go 6 innings and allow only a couple of hits. Red Sox already have 2 off him.
So Don already took 3 pitches. Did this in spring training. Sometimes it's hard to trust the work you put in when at-bats have consequences. That's a nice take.
And 3-1.
This is the guy we saw down in Fort Myers. And to get into a good hitter's count, and I'll put your A swing on it.
Starting out 1 for 15. 3-2. There was a time over the first 3-4 games his swing rate was like 80%.
Well, it's still 79 coming into this game. He was 62 2 last year. That was second most in baseball. And he's above that.
And a payout pitch. In play to the right side, and Westberg down in the third. Ian Bloom and the Red Sox pursued Eflin when he was a free agent in 2022. But when Tampa Bay matched the Red Sox 3-year offer, he took it. He said at the time he grew up a big Rays fan in Florida. And there was also a personal visit by Tampa Bay executives to his home. He said that might have been a tipping factor. Strike here to Duran, who struck out first inning.
So he wanted to go home, and a year and a half into it, you get traded to Baltimore. Tries to split time.
Little two hopper, Westberg again. 2 up, 2 down.
And he's been real good since he's come over here. Last year at the deadline, got dealt for 3 minor leaguers, 9 starts. He's 5-2 with a 2.6 ERA here in Baltimore. They've won 8 of his 10 starts as an Oriole, so he's throwing the ball real well.
5-2, 2.60 ERA last year. Rafi Devers 0 for 1. He has popped up to third. Two down, bases empty. 1-0 Sox in the lead. Red Sox as a team averaging right around 11 strikeouts per game.
Rafi trying to find that bat speed. It's down this year from the years previous. Usually in the 73-mile-an-hour range, down to 70. That's a big drop for a guy like this.
As we mentioned, good numbers against this pitcher, though. After the pop-up, he is 6 for 17, 2 homers, 3 doubles against Eflin. And a 1-2. He'll bound that to first base. Mountcastle will feed the pitcher. And Devers now 0 for 21, 3 up, 3 down. Newly signed Garrett Crochet back to work against Cedric Mullins, and then it'll be Westberg and Rutschman. So 9-1-2 for Baltimore. Sox up 1-0. That broke the bat. In on the handle. Campbell an easy stab and one away. Mullins, who is a real pain in Monday's Orioles home opener at 4 RBIs, is a quick out here in the third.
Support the Red Sox Foundation. Take home an exclusive charity bag. When you buy a ticket to Saturday's game between the Sox and Cardinals, you can learn more at redsox.com/charitybags.
Westberg 0 for 1, caught looking in the first inning. He got the first of their 15 hits on Monday. I really enjoyed the visual aspect of your chat with Ben McDonald.
Yeah, thank you.
Before the game today, because I was in the market for who's my point guard, who's my big man. This one floating into right field. That'll drop down for a base hit. Westberg getting just enough wood on that. He's got himself a single.
Well, Ben is outstanding, right? Color analyst for the Orioles. And today pregame we just chatted, went back and forth about like Red Sox and the Orioles.
Yeah.
The problem is that he's, I think, 6'8", and I'm not. I was looking for chairs. Like, I was dying for chairs, you know? And I'm just looking up at him. I'm like, this is kind of embarrassing.
I've been there, man. Way more than you have, actually, I think. Because when you cover basketball, like all of your partners are 6'8", 6'9".
I mean, we got to use chairs, right, when it's like that. I was looking for, you know, a stool, something.
Yeah. Somebody's shoulders to
Yeah.
jump on. I enjoyed that chat, though. It was a lot of fun. Here's Rutschman. He is 0 for 1 with a fly to right. He's 1 for 5 in game 1, an all-star the last 2 seasons. He has yet to win a Gold Glove. He's one of the best at blocking a pitch that there is. Westberg at first. And a strike. Orioles won 91 games last year. They finished 3 back of the Yankees. They won a wild card. And they were swept by Kansas City in 2 games. Runner taken off. And socked to right field. Abreu on the move. He's got it. Runner went all the way to second. Here's the throw into first base in plenty of time to double him up and get out of the inning. They paid the price for sending Westberg a double play. Top 4 in Baltimore. Here's Bregman. And then Casas and his story who hammered a home run in the 2nd inning. Red Sox on top 1-0. Alex Bregman in batting practice today was swinging a torpedo bat. He hammers that one through for a base hit. Mateo couldn't get to it. And Bregman is quickly aboard.
I know we've been watching the first couple of at-bats, and I can't really tell. It does not look like a torpedo bat. You know, this is like the big craze. Everybody's loving this thing, but either way, he gets a sinker down and in, hammers this thing, torpedoes into the left. It looks like a normal bat to me. He wanted to see how that felt during batting practice. It's normal to me. Either way, it's a knock.
Yep. Koss is looking to get started. 0 for 1 with a K. No home runs, no RBIs. Yeah, definitely.
Got to get him going. Right? He and Devers 2-4 in this lineup. Nice to see Story go deep. There's others, right? And it's just extremes. If you had one good game, you help a team win a game, then if you struggle, that's fine. But like I said, Story checking in, the other 3 or 4. You're looking to just get going here a little bit.
Oh, got it picked. Bregman cut down on a quick move by Eflin. And 1 away. No hope of getting back.
No, a lot of it, like we talked about before, sometimes it's scouting reports. Maybe there's a tip that he's going home. Maybe Eflin's missing it up, or usually throws the ball 1,000, 1,002. He held it a little bit long. That was just guesswork, right? That was guessing, trying to get a big jump.
So base is empty. Trevor Story on deck. Eflin has faced the Red Sox 6 times in his career. He's never lost. He's 3-0, but with a high ERA of 5.10. Beat the Sox here last August, allowing 1 run, struck out 8, gave up 5 hits. And because there's been so much attention to Rafi Devers' incredibly cold start, not as much light on Triston Casas. And he hasn't struck out at quite the rate that Rafi has, but the numbers, I mean, in terms of batting average, everything else are almost identical. In fact, Rafi does have an RBI, which Casas does not.
You know, they wanted to come in right there with that sinker. They missed his spot, but I was saying he hasn't seen many fastballs in. I think they froze him 1 time out in Texas. It's been a lot trying to keep the ball away from him. He talked about wanting to hit the ball the other way at Fenway Park, but it's soft. Little cutters away, changeups away.
2-2. Did he hold up? He did.
He's such a good hitter the other way. Again, I like to see a lot of these guys struggling right now. Be committed to hitting the ball the opposite field. Stay in there and in that bat.
Eflin's 3-2. And he struck him out for the 2nd time, this time looking. 2 away, and time now for the Allstate Good Hands replay.
This is a double play here by Abreu. The big mistake really was from Jordan Westbrook, the runner. It's 2-1 count. He's taken off with his head down. As a runner, after that 2nd or 3rd step, you got to give it a little bit of a peek to see if the ball is in play. You would have picked that up a little bit sooner with a chance to get back.
Trevor Story, home run first trip, fouls it away. So his first blast of the year, the 4th for the Red Sox, just 4 to this point, but put him up 1-0.
Still the first RBI from your 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters.
Eflin's 0-1. Triston Casas still trying to figure it out here into game 6. That's rocketed, and that is a foul ball. And a long look there by the 3rd base umpire Guccione. But a foul on a searing liner.
This looked close. He got a good long look at it. You see it here. Yep, clearly foul. Good job by Chris getting out of the way, keeping that eye on it.
Yep. I got it. Had it covered.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of really good cuts from Trevor Story tonight. Facing Eflin at 6'6", 220. His opponent Crochet 6'6", 260. Some big boys tonight. Game 2 in Baltimore.
They even got one in their booth as their color analyst.
Yes, they do. Got a pretty good front court. 2 and a base hit to right. Trevor Story 2 for 2.
Well, he looks timed up. You know, the first at bat was a hanging breaking ball that we've seen him out in front of at times. Then we see him yank that sinker foul, hit that ball hard, and this one was a fastball up that we've been seeing him foul back a lot. Today that foot is down. Good position to hit. He's more timed up here.
Abreu next, 0 for 1, a fly to center field, which makes him 5 for 11 off of Eflin. So he gets a good look at him. He took him onto Utah Street last August. This is what it looked like when it landed right in that spot.
403.
You get the marker out there on Utah.
And Eflin kind of being smart here. There's these lefties in the lineup kind of thinking everything away. Fastballs away, backdoor cutters, changeups. He's pitching to the ballpark. Short here to right field.
Guys, I talked to him about that marker out there on Utah Street. He still hadn't been out there to see it, but he told me maybe during the day game, during practice, he'll take a peek. But I told him I'd take a picture and I'll give it to him. But hasn't been out there yet, which is strange.
Time to get out there, Willier. Take a picture for the Twins. And dive back here by Trevor Story. Trevor with 2 stolen bases. Red Sox have been running. Haven't been on base a whole lot, but when they have, they've been stealing bases. They have 9 thefts in the early going. Of course, they've already had a man picked off tonight at first base. Back to that home run we were talking about last year here.
Ooh, go down and get me, huh? No breaking ball, no curveball down. Haven't seen one of those yet from Eflin. Probably wants to stay away from that area.
Well, you're with a pair of home runs, of course, on opening day in Texas. Pops this one up back toward the netting. Sanchez back there, and it came back. He's able to make the catch, and that will retire the side. David Lou with you from Camden Yards. Sox on top 1-0. And a home run by Trevor Story. O'Neill hit one on opening day, of course, the 6th consecutive opening day he's done that. Struck out in the first inning here tonight. And Crochet pops in a strike. We saw Tio outside the Red Sox team hotel the other night with his wife and his couple little ones. And he was carrying the baby, one of those little carriers. And I mean, here's this big hulking guy. He's, you know, could run right through that warehouse and probably not feel it out in right field with that physique and just being a normal dad. Stopped to chat. Good dude.
Also coming off a 4 for 4 was in a real happy mood.
Very happy dad. Unusually.
Yeah.
He's 10 for 17 against the Red Sox in his career. 31 home runs for the Sox last year. He's going to take a seat. That one's in there for strike 3.
Oh.
96-mile-an-hour four-seamer, fans him for the second time.
Well, that's where you want to attack T.O. on top of the zone with fastballs. This one here, you might got a little breather. A little break from that one. Nice job by Connor Wong bringing this thing down to sell it.
So third strikeout for Crochet. We'll see if that continues to be a strike. Mountcastle 0 for 1. He had 2 hits on Monday.
Boy, this is a different Garrett Crochet. This is confident with number 1, right? The 4-seam fastball. He's going after guys. Giving up a couple of hits, a broken bat one to Westberg, but he's attacking. Now you can play some stuff off it, right? There's that changeup. We've seen this cutter as well. And this is where he's at. Different animal. 69% fastball.
0-2. Different bank account, too. Pitching like, as you say, a very confident guy.
Well, you know, the Red Sox still have the same philosophy. They still throw the 6th fewest percentage of fastballs. All right, we saw this last year, but with this guy here, you can't abandon it.
No. Ground ball toward the hole. Diving play. Bregman's up and throwing. High toss. No tag. Casas had to come off the bag and couldn't quite get him. And Mountcastle will be safe on a base hit.
Ball's hit hard. Does a great job getting to it. Just sort of loses it up and away. I don't think Casas gets the tag down. Maybe he's still feeling the effects of the other day when he hit that thing hard. Hit the ground hard.
So it was like a car wreck.
Yeah, cut on his nose, but good job getting to it.
Orioles with their 3rd hit, all singles. Laureano one of them, a base hit his first time up. Has bounced around a bit since his A's days, since they waived him 2 years ago. He's been with Cleveland, Atlanta, now Baltimore. Looked like he went, he did. On the cutter. A nice mix out of Crochet. He's always got the heater whenever he needs that. Down in spring training, he had a couple of starts where they had him up around 100. 99, 100 miles an hour. I think one time 101. They asked him about it later. He said, that's a hot gun. So I was not throwing quite that hard. Throwing hard, but not that hard.
Well, we see 98 here right now, averaging 96.5 here tonight.
96 there. Really sits right about there.
And to me, it's location. You start pumping 96 to 98, and you're starting to get strikes in the inner half to hitters. That opens up everything.
Yeah.
That is uncomfortable feeling 98 coming in and getting a strike.
Go away with that changeup. You make guys look stupid. 2-2. One out, one on, 1-0. Red Sox desperate to get back in the win column. And that's going to miss on a 4-seamer down 97.
Let's see what they do here. Going up against a guy like Crochet, tough to hit. You get guys in action here with an out. Try to avoid a double play.
Mountcastle short lead, not running. Swing and a miss on the play, didn't he?
Laureano thinks he tipped it. Rackley says he doesn't. He didn't.
Well, High wants to discuss this. Home plate umpire Rackley said he missed it. And that is going to be strike 3.
Yeah, it looks like when Hyde came out to talk about it, Laureano finally admitted it, because there wasn't much of an argument. He looked and shook his head like, yeah, I did. Just thought I'd hang out around home plate for a while.
Yeah, it's like when the principal comes into the office and you're sitting there like, yeah, I'm going to admit it now. Sanchez 0 for 1. He's popped up. Not that ever happened to me. Mountcastle, the base runner. Orioles trying to get back to the postseason for a 3rd year in a row. Bit of a different looking team with Corbin Burns gone and Anthony Santander gone. Santander hit 44 home runs for them last year.
Yeah, we'll see. You replace him with T.O., right? And right now T.O. is feeling good with games played with him, right? The injuries kind of things, I don't know, snowball on him, and he just didn't look the same as the year went on. In Boston, there was a lot of breaks you needed, but I just look at Santander as a guy like Teoscar Hernandez up in Toronto that just was like a glue to a lineup, hitting like 5th or wherever it may be.
Yeah.
And without Teoscar, that lineup looked different. We'll see what it looks like this year.
Great comparison.
Certainly off to a good start with the way they're swinging the bats.
You mentioned it in their home opener. They've lost Colton Cowser for probably a couple months. 24 home runs for him, out with a fractured thumb. Gunnar Henderson, the all-star, maybe out until just tomorrow or the next day, as that one's raked foul by Sanchez. Also missing a couple of starting pitchers, but given full health, it's a very dangerous team.
It is. But I really did think when they traded for Burns, there would be an extension, new ownership. They're going to start spending. Look out. And that has not happened. They haven't tied up any of their young guys. They weren't big players in free agency.
1-2, made a good pitch in there to strike him out on the sinker. That touched 97 to Fan Sanchez. Inning 5 presented by Salem 5 Bank. As we return to Baltimore, Red Sox ahead 1-0. And Christian Campbell. Red Sox announcing today he has signed a contract extension for 8 years. He promptly doubled in his first at bat, so he's reached base in all 6 games. 6 that he has played at the major league level. The only Red Sox players to do that at age 22 or younger are Rafi Devers, George Scott, Ted Williams, and Chet Chadbourne in 1906.
Good old Chet.
And after his playing days, Chet became an umpire.
Really?
In the Pacific Coast League. And after a game, one of the players who'd been involved in the game came up to argue with him. This was after the game, and he struck him with his mask. Hit him right in the face, and he got fired. Line drive and another hit. Another wicked line drive. That gets all the way to the wall. Campbell taken out for second, and he's going to dive in with another double. 2 for 2.
Does he hit the ball hard or what? 108 off the bat. You thought maybe O'Neill would be able to cut this ball off, but he just hits the ball so hard. This is the amazing thing about this guy. It's bat speed, it's swing length, 85 percentile in both. He swings it, and he's got a short stroke to go with it. Oh, got to the wall quickly.
Sure did. Connor Wong 0 for 1. And needs to bust loose with a runner in scoring position. Struck out with a man at second in the second inning. Red Sox as a team coming into play tonight, hitting just 164 with runners in scoring position. Grounded foul.
Yeah, and Connor feels like he's coming up every at bat with guys in scoring position the way Willier and Campbell have been swinging it. But it's early, but he's 0 for 10 with guys in scoring positions. Got so many opportunities.
Sox trying to double their lead in the 5th. And Eflin's 0-2. Eflin, sinker, slider, curveball guy. Cedon on deck. And the tall right-hander delivers, and he'll miss. Eflin graduated from the same high school in Florida as current teammate Ryan Mountcastle. In the Orlando area. And a 2-2. Long, a little dribbler here. And a bobble by Eflin, and it's going to be a foul ball anyway. Fouled at home plate.
So Connor Wong is 1 for 17 on the year. This is his 11th at bat with guys in scoring position. Just every at bat.
And Campbell had doubled in front of him in the second inning before Connor struck out. Trying to pick him up here. Lunging, a little pop up. Mullins coming in time to get there. Out number 1. And now we'll see if Rafaela can cash in.
Catch a condensed 2-hour version of this Red Sox game following post-game coverage tonight on Sox in 2. Only on NESN and streaming on NESN 360. It's presented by Bigelow Tea.
Set on 0 for 1 with a grounder's second. Talk about it all the time. I mean, every game counts. This 1-4 start for the Red Sox has certainly been painful. But Tampa Bay is 4-1. The White Sox are in first place, so we're coming into play today. The Angels are 4-2, and most predicted they would finish 4th or 5th. St. Louis is in first place in their division. Another one that has defied expectations early on. Red Sox will see them at home at Fenway.
I mean, it's early. I'm not saying there aren't concerns, because there obviously are with a couple of guys, but Alex Bregman was on a Houston team that went 6-17, or 7-19 actually to start the year. They were actually 12-24 at one point. Everyone's counting out the Astros. I'd be more worried with this type of start with, like, say, last year's team, a young, inexperienced team. You weren't sure how talented they were. They needed to get off to a good start. This team is talented. They're just going to put a W in the column.
0-2 on Cedon Rafaela, and a line drive, base hit center field. Campbell at third. They're going to wave him. Mullins can't handle it, and the run is in to score. Red Sox putting the ball in play. They lead it 2-0.
Tell you what, stay down last year, every RBI opportunity, boy, it seemed like he was getting big hits. And this started with his first at bat. You know, it was a ground ball to second base, but he saw a bunch of pitches. He was a little bit more patient. I know he was a little swing mode here, but he still got a good pitch to hit, put a beautiful swing on it.
So he picks up his second RBI of the year. And now takes first base. And here's Duran. See if the Red Sox do a little more running here against Eflin.
Well, you know, the guy behind the plate, kind of like league average throwing for Sanchez, but he's got a cannon. He just takes a little time to get rid of it.
One man out and another run home. Jaron tonight a strikeout and a tapper to second. The triple in the Orioles home opener. Had 14 of them last year to tie for the American League lead. He also led the American League with 48 doubles. There's a rocket into left field. Laureano driven back a bit to put that away. That was hit right on the screws. Red Sox with a lot of better looking swings tonight so far.
Yeah, kind of staying up the middle here a little bit. I love this approach here from Jaron. Triple was to left center, double down the left field line. We know that's when he's at his best. This is a good swing from Duran just right at Laureano. This is another man that's at his best when he goes the other way.
Rafi Devers 0 for 2. He's popped up and grounded out. And 0 for 21 that he'd like to stop right here with a runner on. And 2 away. I know it's been said, hey, if this happened in July with Devers, nobody would make much of it. Not so sure about that. How about this July? Red Sox playing the Dodgers and the Phillies back-to-back. If it happened then, I think there'd be an awful lot of chatter about it.
You know, the issue with Rafi is really swinging at strikes. He's not chasing. He's like chases 18%. This is a guy that's usually 35. The problem is zone contact. He's not making much of it.
2 career home runs off of Eflin.
But he's still selective. This is a guy that's pretty much 76, 79% zone contact, right? Meaning the ball's in the zone, he's making contact. He's down to 45% this year. He's missing strikes.
Rafaela taking his lead and a 2-1. Runner holding. And a line drive base hit into right field. Rafi with his first hit of the season. It keeps on going. Into third now trying to score is Rafaela. Here's a play at the plate. High throw. He's safe at home. 3-0 Boston. And Rafi Devers finally in the hit column.
Oh, does that feel good? Give it a smile, Carita. Look at him. This is Rafi Devers. You give me a breaking ball down in the zone, inner half, I'm going to lace it to right field. And great aggressive base running from Rafaela. Good call by Kyle Hudson, third base coach. Now you got a little excitement, right? This is the athletic Red Sox on the base pass you've been looking for the first 5 games.
Rafi's safe there, and Cedon comes diving to home plate. Superman style, and Rafi can breathe again. That's an RBI double. And the Red Sox jump in front 3-0.
Well, that had to feel good. Again, you're looking for guys, right? In particular, you're talking about Devers, Casas, Story, Wong, Rafaela. You know, Cedon with a big knock, Devers with a big knock. Big day from Story already. See this swing here. Looking more and more like Rafi.
It is. Here's Bregman. Alex tonight 1 for 2 with a base hit. The Red Sox ahead 3-0. The way things have been going, it feels like 7-0. Long way to go yet, but swinging the bats tonight.
And with 2 outs too, it's a great call by Kyle Hudson. Rafaela head down, he's running to third base. You never stop until your third base coach stops you. The minute he sees that throw going into second, he sends him and takes a chance with 2 outs.
The 2-0. And really, that should be a major separator with the Red Sox from a lot of other good teams. That athleticism and what you can do on the bases with these guys. And a 2-1 pitch. He will look at a strike.
See Cedon taking off, coming around hard second base. The kid could fly. Look at Hudson. He's going to wave him. He's going to wave. The minute he sees that throw, he gives him that little wave, and that was enough. Take a shot with 2 outs. You do it all day.
Bregman ground ball up the middle. Knocked down by Westberg. Collects, throws, and he gets him at first base. Not a good recovery, but the Red Sox grab a couple of runs. Rafi Devers, his first hit of 2025. Red Sox have 4 extra base hits tonight. One of those by Rafael Devers in his 22nd at bat. He's saying hallelujah, a hit, and not to mention an RBI.
Just good to see that smile again.
Oh yeah,
haven't seen it in 6 games.
You're not kidding. So the Sox in front 3-0. So where does it go from here? It's almost like you're starting a season right now, right?
Season just started. For him, like tonight, Rafaela, Story.
Blew him away. Urias down, hacking on 95. And 4 of the last 5 have struck out for Baltimore by Crochet.
Yeah, it's just a dominant fastball. And again, location. You start throwing this fastball for strikes right there. Elevated. Good luck.
Going to break some bats with that. Here's Mateo. 0 for 1. He's hit into a fielder's choice. Cedric Mullins after him. 3 runs on 7 hits for the Red Sox. No runs on 3 hits for Baltimore. Well, you can make that change disappear.
That's what painting inner half does. You mentioned it, using the off speed a little bit more here tonight.
He's fan 6.
But he is throwing that almost 60% of the time. That fastball allows everything to play off it.
High fly ball center field. Cedar Rafaela on the move to his right. Now number 2. And for more on Rafi Devers, let's go down to Jemai.
Well, you asked the question, Dave, where does it go from here? And I was talking with hitting coach Pete Fatsi, who told me Devers is just coming up on about 40 at-bats when you consider the 5 games that he played in spring training. He said no amount of backfield ABs or trajects can simulate this. He said it takes time to get acclimated to big league pitching, and he acknowledges there were some timing issues there with Devers and movement had gotten bigger, but he said Rafi, in my mind, remains only one swing away, one adjustment away from getting back to being one of the best offensive players in baseball.
Well, he's been that for several years, obviously. He's been an elite hitter, an elite run producer. It was just so bizarre with the strikeouts and the fastballs that he was missing, but that's certainly the hope that that swing right there will put him on the right track.
You can talk all day about spring training and the at-bats. Was he ready when the bell rung or not? All that is in the past. You just worry about baseball. You worry about the next at-bat. Nothing you can do about it. Right? It's about right now.
Well, you've got your ace on the mound tonight, trying to turn things around. Day game tomorrow. Mullins in the box in a 2-2 and just got a piece of the sweeper.
I don't think Garrett's very happy about that one. That was a hanger.
Mullins, the longest tenured Oriole. He's been with him since 2018. 3-2. So Garrett sitting at 71 pitches. Westberg on deck. And he'll pop this one up back toward the screen. Long. Can't get to that off into the 3rd row. Hope you'll join us tomorrow afternoon. 1:05. Tanner Houck on the bump against the veteran Charlie Morton. And that ends the first trip of 2025. 3-2. Boy, just got a piece of that as he offered at it. And that is a swing and a miss and a strikeout. And down he goes. 2 more Ks in the inning and 7 for the night for the lefty. Moving to the 6th inning in Baltimore. Red Sox had 3-0. Tristan Casas 0 for 2. Couple of guys are getting healthy with the bats tonight, and Casas trying to join them.
Let's take a look at Zach Eflin's pitching arsenal tonight, presented by WB Mason. See that cutter heavy, fastball sinker. That changeup's been effective against lefties. There it is. With Tristan, it's a lot of changeups, a lot of backdoor cutters. It's almost like they feel like he gives up on that cutter away. We've seen him take that a few times now, especially 3-2.
1 for 19 to start. Casas, Story, and Abreu. Tristan without a home run or an RBI to this point. Tonight, Trevor Story with a home run, his first of the season. A little flare out to center. Mullins, a long run, dives ahead, left his feet, and he hauls it in. Really fine play by Cedric Mullins, and one gone.
Well, if Christian Campbell hits this ball, a drop. That's just the way it is. And when you're not going well, you guys make plays like this on you. When you are going well, he makes a great attempt, and it just sort of falls out of the glove for a hit, right? It's a great play by Mullins.
A good outfielder, has been for a long time. Trevor Story, a home run and a single. So putting his own chilly start in the rearview mirror here tonight. Abreu next. Red Sox to this point getting an outstanding start out of the freshly signed Garrett Crochet, and another base hit. Trevor Story 3 for 3. He's taking a big turn, heading for second. The throw coming in as he dives, and he's out. He is cut down, trying to make that a double. He gets up and he's okay.
Well, the Sox obviously tonight wanted to come out here aggressive, right? Kind of make your opportunities here, and he just kind of pushes it a little bit too far, even though Laureano goes a long way, but we know this guy can throw, and he is accurate. Puts it right on the money. And he gets Trevor Story.
So 2 away for Abreu, who has flied out, popped up. The hit by Story, the 8th of the game for the Sox, 3 so far for Baltimore. So 3 for 3 night for Story. And a 2-strike pitch. Bounced up there.
You know, that last peak, if maybe he thought Mullins, being the left-handed thrower, would get that ball and have to kind of spin and throw to second base, but Laureano was able to cut it off and make a good, accurate throw.
And a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's all for the Sox here in the 6th inning. Crochet's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. Ace Ticket with the best seats at the lowest prices as he goes into his 6th. Can the Red Sox get 2 more innings out of the big guy? He has fanned 7. He's allowed only 3 hits. He's getting the top of the order. That's Westberg, who's got 1 for 2. Kind of a lazy cut, flicks it foul on the 4-seam fastball, still riding there at 96. Westberg and then Rutschman and O'Neill. The 6'6" lefty with a 1-1.
It will be interesting too. The Whitlock, who threw 2 on Monday, he's already come out and said if he goes 2, I got to give him 2 days. Now 1 day's an off day, meaning today he's down. So he may be available tomorrow.
Liner caught. Campbell right there, down on a knee, 1 away. Campbell with a pair of doubles tonight at the plate, and brings up Rutschman, who's flied out and lined into a double play.
Like that one hurt. Whenever an infielder takes the glove off and starts shaking that glove hand, got it right in the palm.
Strike 1 on Rutschman, switch hitter. Red Sox with a run in the 2nd. 2 more in the 5th inning. Got the first run on a home run by Trevor Story. In the 5th inning, 3 doubles brought in 2 runs, the last of which was hit by Rafael Devers, his first hit of the year. And a 1-1. Meanwhile, Crochet has done the rest on the hill with 7 strikeouts and 3 hits, with 1 out in the 6th. 2-1. High, deep drive into left field. Duran backing up to get under. There's plenty of space out there, though, and he'll make the catch. 2 down.
Celebrate the top Sox prospects on Sunday with the Next Up t-shirt featuring top prospects Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell, and Marcelo Meyer. Special edition tee is only available with a ticket purchase through at redsox.com/nextup.
Tyler O'Neill 0 for 2 with 2 whiffs tonight. Goes after the first one, a mile high into center. Rafaela ranging with room. He's there to make the play on the warning track, and Crochet gets him in order in the 6th. Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Subaru of New England and the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Subaru of New England.com. And by WB Mason. Request your food service catalog today at WBMason.com. At Camden Yards, Red Sox in front 3-0 to the 7th. And Zach Eflin is done for the night. So the Red Sox are into their bullpen. Brian Baker, the right-hander. Last year, 19 appearances, ERA over 5, and in for a strike on Christian Campbell, who's 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles and a run. He just keeps on trucking.
Good fastball here from Baker, that slider. This is why it's important to get a lead late, especially against this club. It's the strength of their team. I think it's their bullpen. Cano, Dominguez, Aiken, of course, Bautista. See some different arms if they had the lead.
2, blue foul out of play. It was great to see his folks in Texas. His family was there to see his first major league hit. Entire family just over the moon after this contract for 8 years.
2 rockets the other way. Little sinker inner half. First off, slices it down the line. And then this next one. This is like a little cutter away that he just rockets. O'Neill thought he could cut it off. Just hits it too hard.
Knocks this one to Mateo at short. For the first out in the 7th. One gone for Connor Wong.
Catcher number 12.
So Raffy with the double tonight to drive in a run. Trevor Story with 3 hits. That's 2 guys who slumped to begin the season pretty mightily, very mightily in one case, and now you've got them starting to pick up hits at last. And Connor Wong and Tristan Casas are kind of the 2 left, trying to find his swings. Connor tonight a K and a fly out. Casas 0 for 3. Two good hitters. 1-1.
Corner right now is just in pull mode. Pulling off a soft away, heaters away.
I mean, as late as the 1st of June, he was hit about 330 last year. Got off to a tremendous start. Been a different story this year. Bases empty, 1 away, 7th inning. Red Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals on Friday after the day game here at Camden Yards tomorrow. 2:10 on Friday. Walker Buehler has the ball. He will do the honors on the home schedule opener. Rattle to short, and Mateo with the dig. And 2 down. The Red Sox in a home opener at Fenway will welcome members of the 1975 Red Sox team, marking the 50th anniversary of that American League Championship team, and will honor Red Sox Hall of Famer Louis Tiant as well, who passed away in August.
That'll be a nice day. Miss Louis down in Fort Myers.
We've said this before, when Louis and Jim Rice would get together, it was like the show belonged on Broadway. They were hilarious together. Hilarious. Great stuff. Gently hit to third along the line, but a foul ball by Raffaello, who's gone 1 for 2 with a single.
And he talked a lot of trash too. You know, the thing is with Louis, it was first off, you know, Louis Tiant. You know, I'm a kid who grew up here, started to get to know him, consider him a friend. There wasn't a time when I ever met Louis where he didn't walk up to me. First off, it's the kiss in the cheek, and he would ask me, "How's your mom? How's your dad? How's your wife? How's your son?" Every single time. Every time. You miss that guy.
Yep, touched a lot of lives. We talked about Chris Sale honoring him during spring training by copying his windup for the first pitch of the game. I had no idea they were that close. He considered Louis Tiant a great friend and a baseball mentor. Friend first. So it'll be great to see a lot of the guys back from 1975. Many believe still the greatest World Series ever played. I remember it as the World Series the Red Sox won in 6 games. That was fouled away.
I'd love to be able to talk about some of the conversations that him and I had, but I couldn't do it here on TV, right? Unless AI was running the whole show.
Well, just wait for that. There's got to be another one tomorrow. A 1-2. That was funny, man. Swung on and miss for strike 3. And the Red Sox done in order. Well, that man has put forth an outstanding effort, ace-like tonight for the Red Sox. He goes after Mountcastle, gets a big cut and a miss, is run away in the bottom of the 7th. And Crochet with 83 pitches. He has struck out 7. And drops in another strike. 0-2. Mountcastle has one of the 3 hits for Baltimore tonight, a single in the 4th inning. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball yanked to third. Bregman waiting on that, and will fire in plenty of time to get him. 1 away.
Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox, providing first aid at Fenway and supporting the Red Sox scholars. Learn more at bidmc.org.
Crochet tonight in 4 innings has had the luxury of facing only 3 batters. So he's had some very quick frames. He's been getting ahead, and strike 1 on Laureano.
Well, he's going to want to finish this off, but he'll look back. This is more Garrett Crochet, right? I'm attacking you with the fastball, opening up all his other arsenal.
Well, this is what your ace is supposed to look like, right? 6'6", 260. 0-2 drifts away. Laureano singled in the 2nd inning. Will be followed by Gary Sanchez. As he approaches 90 pitches on a cool night in Baltimore. A wave and a miss. That fooled him badly, and he struck him out for the 2nd time. Number 8 in the book for Crochet.
Yeah, it's just burying that cutter down and in. And again, the fastball tonight about 55%. So you're throwing about 20 cutters or so off of this. I like that mix a lot better than 50% cutters, right? Because now when you show them the heater and you kind of beat them with it, that opens up swings like that all day. And this is more him.
Sanchez looks at the ball. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And then he mixes in that changeup.
His 9th or 10th changeup he's thrown today. In his first outing, he threw one.
Crochet has gone 7 full innings on 3 other occasions in his young career. A ball and a strike on Sanchez. Base is clean and 2 gone. And a high fly ball left center field. On the move Duran, and will make that catch. 10 pitches, 1, 2, 3. Well, that's the line to this point on Crochet. As he came out, umpire checked the glove and the hands, and he did not get a handshake from Cora. He got a fist pump and went to put his jacket on. So 92 pitches. He's been outstanding with 8 strikeouts and only 3 hits. And there is nobody warming up in the Red Sox bullpen. The Orioles will bring on Gregory Soto. He's a big slider guy. He'll get the top of the order. Duran 0 for 3. And then Devers and then Bregman. If you're just tuning in, Rafi Devers has a hit tonight, an RBI double in the 5th inning, his first of the year. Trevor Story has 3 hits tonight, including a home run. Get some bats starting to get well. Check swing by Jarren Duran.
Soto's got a good fastball, 96, 97, and a slider to go with it.
One. Poke foul.
Yeah, 92 pitches. He's got bottom 3rd coming up. I think if it gets to the top, we'll probably see someone else, but why not?
Such a quick 7th inning for him, too. Talking about Crochet, 10 pitches. And the 5th time tonight he's faced only 3 batters in an inning. Devers on deck. Mentioned that Duran led the league in triples and doubles. The American League tied for the league lead in triples, but a leader in both categories. Last player to lead his league in both of those was Lou Brock in 1968. And cut and miss here, strike 3. 0 for 4 this evening. Time now for a strong play of the game presented by New England Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
Well, this is more like it, right? That slider down and in, breaking ball down and in. We've seen Rafi hammer throughout his entire career and gets his first knock of the year. It's an RBI double. And there's that smile we've been waiting for.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So much talk about those shoulders that he came back from, the painful shoulders of last year, but the weight of the world has to be off those shoulders now. Cuts right through that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vicious swing. Alex Bregman next. Red Sox ahead 3-0 in the 8th. And Rafi with another hit. Base hit into left center. 2 for 4 tonight.
That'd feel good too. Another Soto, good fastball. 96, middle. But this is the pitch he's been missing now for 5 games. Instead, it's good hard contact. He drives the ball on the ground, but still hits it hard the other way. Good to have him back.
He certainly looks like it. Bregman now 1 for 3, a single tonight. Red Sox with 9 hits. One man away in the 8th. Tried to hold up, tossed to first base, and back in on his feet. Rafi Devers as we go down to Jemai.
Well, Dave, we saw that Alex Bregman posted on his Instagram that he was utilizing the torpedo bat, and that is indeed the torpedo bat, and it was confirmed to us over here in the dugout by Rafi Devers. He didn't want to make a whole big hoopla about it, though. He said regardless of the bat, there's a lot of technology around different bats these days, but it still comes down to the man. So he wasn't certain if it was going to change anything for him, but he was testing it out in the cages. He tested out during BP, and he in fact is taking it out into a game as well. But talking to hitting coach Pete Fatsy, he says that this technology, it certainly makes sense, and the tech is sound, and it backs it up to what they're trying to do with the mass of the barrel there.
Cut right through that one, and Bregman strikes out. 1 for 4 tonight with that bat, and 2 away. Technology's been around for a little while. It's not the first year that the torpedo bats have been utilized in Major League Baseball.
It's getting a bunch of attention.
Getting a lot of attention because of what the Yankees did with it. Homering on 3 consecutive pitches, 9 home runs in a game. I think we mentioned at the time Aaron Judge does not use it. He's not one of the Yankees who does. As Casas fouls one away, he's 0 for 3. I thought it had a lot more to do with how bad the Milwaukee pitching staff is than anything else. But it's worth taking a look at with some of those results.
The Yankees won opening day 4-2. Yeah, so it's not like they're putting up 15 every single night.
Right. 0-1.
Some guys like the feel of it, others don't. You know, I used to swing a bat C271, a little smaller barrel. At some points in the year, I'd use a big C243 that was a bigger head, a little heavier. I wanted to just change the feel of a bigger barrel, and you kind of go back and forth. Some guys like it, some guys don't.
Good take there by Tristan. Giancarlo Stanton, who's hurt, both of his elbows aching right now, and he was asked about the bat because he used it last year. And he was asked, do you think it contributed to your elbow problems? And he kind of danced around it, but he said basically, I don't think so. In so many words, check swing, didn't offer.
Well, it's available for everyone to use. It's not like the Yankees are the only team that can use it, and they're not the only team that is using it.
From a great mind at MIT. The idea for the torpedo bat. And now it's the talk of baseball. Casas just trying to put one in play. A couple of strikeouts, a fly out tonight. And that one will find a home. That's into right center field, down for a base hit. Rafi rounding. He's on his way to third. He'll stop right there. And Tristan Casas joining the party. Red Sox now 10 hits.
I had to feel good too. Going up against a tough lefty with a good fastball.
Shortstop number 10,
And he just sort of hangs this little breaking ball right over the middle of the plate, but Tristan does a nice job staying on it, driving this ball to center. You really got to get those two going, right? Devers and Casas, it changes the whole outlook of this lineup.
Trevor Story, really nice night. A home run, 2 singles. 2 down, 8th inning, 2 on. Red Sox had barely led at any point in the first 5 games, but tonight they have led from the 2nd inning on. And the 0-1, little dribbler up the first base line, foul.
You know, guys just want to survive the first week, right? Be in range of one big game away. You look at Trevor Story, for example, comes into this game hitting 133, 3 for 3, looks up 278. Kind of where he wants to be. Now, some of these guys, you know, like Devers and Casas, they were starting to dig themselves a hole. The idea is for a week to 10 days from now to sort of look back and laugh about how stressed out you were over the first 4 or 5. Because you're starting to get comfortable.
Abreu would hit next. Was not able to hold up. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Red Sox with a couple of hits. And Crochet getting ready to come back out. 3-0 Boston in the 8th. Garrett Crochet working in the 8th inning of his start for the first time in his career as a 3-0 lead here in Baltimore.
Still got 95 too. We'll see if he can get it up there, 96, 97.
Urias has drawn a walk and he has struck out. One of 8 Ks for Crochet tonight. He has scattered 3 singles.
Got to think he'd probably get through Mullins. Cedric's been swinging a hot bat here for the Orioles, but he got in on him on a ground ball, then struck him out his last at bat.
2-1, fly ball left center field. San Rafaela will not get to this. He'll cut it down. The runner will hold at first. So Urias on with a base hit. While Slayton is warming in the Sox bullpen. Mateo will be the batter. He's 0 for 2. So their 4th hit. Leadoff man in the inning aboard. Blooper and foul out of play. Crochet's career high is 103 pitches. He's at 97. And the 0-1 to Mateo. Red Sox are running the second and 2 in the 5th. That'll be through for a strike. Mullins on deck. Baltimore's only left 3 base runners all night. Fly straight away right at Cedar Rafaela for the first out in the bottom of the 8th. And here comes Cedric Mullins. Crochet has set him down on a grounder to second and a strikeout tonight. Mullins 5'9", but very strong. Hit 30 home runs in 2021, 18 last year. Broken bat on the ground ball. Bregman was in guarding against the bunt. Mullins off to get a new stick.
Getting that sinker in on him. You know, he lives with the 95 mile an hour, 97 mile an hour fastball, but the sinker's just as hard. It's just got all this downward horizontal movement, kind of in and down on lefties, down and away to righties. He got in on his first at bat, and then the second at bat. I've never seen too many guys check swing on a fastball in, but there's so much movement it actually hit him.
Mullins back in, 0-1. Ground ball to third. Nice scoop by Bregman. He was in. Throw to second. 1 on to first and double play. That will retire the side. Bregman was drawn in, so he had to be cat quick. Let's see if they decide to challenge the play at first or not, and they will not. It's a double play to end the inning. Crochet all smiles. Garrett Crochet, 8 innings, 8 strikeouts. Got this play from Bregman and Story in the double play.
Great reaction from Bregman. Good reaction from Trevor Story, too. He's over in that shift. Ball's hit to your right. Sometimes you take that step or two, but he goes right to second and turns 2.
Sano Perez now on the hill here for Baltimore. And Crochet came over and fist bumped both of those guys.
You can see that ball is a shortstop's hit to your right. You want to break to it. Quickly gets to second. Really nice turn.
Abreu 0 for 3 tonight. Newly signed. Your number one, your ace, and he goes out and performs exactly like you need him to. On a night like tonight, Red Sox trying to snap a 4-game skid. No swing by Willier.
Boys have lost 4 straight. You give him the ball with that new contract, he goes out and was fantastic. 8 scoreless, punched out 8.
102 pitches. 1-2. Upstairs on Abreu. Christian Campbell also signed a new contract. Has ripped 2 doubles tonight. He's on deck. And a left-hander dealing and a breaking ball away. Red Sox got 3 runs off a really good starting pitcher, the right-hander Eflin, over 6 innings. And on top 3-0 in the 9th.
It's good at bat here from Willier too. Again, last year not getting many at bats off lefties. Already this year, Corson showing some trust, and he's putting some good ABs together.
Payoff pitch, and he hangs in. I mean, you think about that play by Bregman, who was, in on Mullins there. That's a hot shot. It's a very difficult play to make, let alone turn a double play on. And he's just so quick. No one fouled back by Abreu. And you're seeing little by little why he won the Gold Glove last year.
Yeah, and even though you're sitting here 1-4, you can sit there and say the defense, you can see it significantly better, right? That ball gets down the line at second and third, 1 out. He's out of the game. In comes Slayton. Who knows where we're going?
3-2. And he's going to take ball 4. Abreu had a long at bat. 9-pitch at bat. Statcast 3D powered by Google Cloud.
He had 8 of them tonight. 8 strikeouts, and you see a lot of the damage with the fastball, but the cutter's down and in as well. Little backdoor cutter for 1, and I'll tell you, one pitch he really utilized tonight, well, 10 pitches or so, was the changeup. He had a good one tonight.
Campbell looking for his 3rd hit tonight. 2 doubles and a run. Abreu aboard. Garrett chatting up Andrew Bailey. A lot of smiles when he came out of the game. What a lift that gives a club. And you can give the ball to a guy like that. Meanwhile, Chapman all ready to work in the bottom of the 9th. And an outstanding spring. Soto with a 1-1. Campbell reaching base in every game. Hitting .421. 2-2.
Mentioned Campbell's bat speed, 85th percentile, 74.4. Elite bat speed, bat length too, 88th percentile. Nice short swing. That is a deadly combination for any hitter.
He'll rip that one the other way, but foul. Both of the doubles going to right field. Red Sox have out-hit the Orioles 10-4. Trevor Story a home run. Rafi Devers a pair of hits tonight. Attendance tonight here at Camden Yards, 18,146.
Not sure there's that many.
Might be right. After a big boisterous crowd to sell out on opening day. Sox coming home on Friday against St. Louis. Oh, it's supposed to be a beautiful day at 2:10. He hangs in there 2-2. He's worked himself at least an 8-pitch at bat. Connor Wong would be next. Nobody out, one on. Popped up. Bat went flying out near the mound. Mateo out. And makes the play. First out of the inning.
Catcher number 12, Connor Wong.
One gone for Connor Wong, who's gone 0 for 3, still fighting it. He started his year 1 for 19. Abreu at the bag at first. And Soto with a 1-0. Connor in search of his first hit in the series, 0 for 7 here. And a lefty with a 2-0. Let that one go for ball 3. He's walked 1 in the inning. Rafael, another guy really scuffling with the stick, has a base hit and an RBI tonight. The automatic 3-1.
Yeah, that's the one he's looking for, right? Inner half. But Perez got a pretty good little sinker. You got to think this is going to be out of third. Just stay up the middle.
They'll take again, 3-2. Abreu holding at first, and that's going to be down in ball 4, so he's walked 2. Red Sox trying to add on a little extra breathing room. Drew French, the pitching coach for the Birds, heading to the hill. Sadon will be next. CVS Health is a leading healthcare solutions company and a trusted partner for every meaningful moment of health. You can learn more at cvshealth.com. Red Sox trying to benefit from a little wildness here from Soto. 2 walks. In fact, for the Red Sox, their first 2 all night. Rafaela's gone 1 for 3. You've seen signs in the lineup tonight. Certain guys are coming alive. Certainly that is true of Trevor Story. Rafi Devers, last time up, Casas got himself a base hit.
Yeah, even Sadon here. It all started with the first at bat. Just getting to a 3-2 count, right? Fighting a couple pitches off. Actually seeing pitches, something he hasn't really done up to this point. And of course, you got the big RBI singles next at bat. Another RBI opportunity here.
2 on, 1 out. Missed badly for ball 1. Only 1 away. Jarren Duran to hit next. And the left-hander been all over the place, really. Lou, where when you know every 5th day you can give the ball to a guy like Garrett Crochet, not just the #1, but a true ace. That'll be ball 3. What a world of difference it makes on a team's confidence level.
His name was Pedro. and it affects not just that night, but the night before, the night after. Like we mentioned, Whitlock probably unavailable. He just pitched right through Whitlock.
Yes. Taken all the way, and that's ball 4, bases loaded, and 3 walks. Exactly the name I was thinking. The ultimate.
Well, like I said, people forget it's the night before, the night after. You know, this guy goes 8, you hand the ball to Chapman. Now all of a sudden Whitlock is available tomorrow. Slayton, who's thrown, 3 out of the 4 or 5 games, gets another night off. He sets your bullpen up for tomorrow night.
Jarren Duran, chance to really bust this thing open for the Red Sox in the 9th. He's gone 0 for 4. Yeah, and even beyond how it sets up for everybody else, it just elevates everybody's sense of confidence that you have that day covered no matter what else happens during the week. Finally a strike, and it's 1-1. But you've got that guy and they don't. We saw that in those early days with Chris Sale too. 1-2.
Big runs out there still, though. It's 3-0 here. You're sitting here 1-4. You can never have enough. I love getting greedy.
Why not? Duran 3 RBIs on the young year. Here's the 1-2 pitch from the lefty. Rolls over on that to Westberg. He'll start it. Mateo on to first, and he'll get the double play to retire the side. Sit for the Red Sox in the 9th inning. Chapman coming on for the bottom half. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com today. And by Plymouth Rock, the official auto and home insurance provider of the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox 3 outs away from their 2nd win of the year and snapping a 4-game skid. Time for the BuyForNow.com call to the bullpen. And Aroldis Chapman, a big left-hander, to get the last 3 outs. He pitched a scoreless 8th last Thursday in Texas in his Red Sox debut.
Well, fastball's going to sit 98. He can get to 100. Slider, he's got the split to go with it. Really had a fantastic spring. A little wild in his first couple of outings, but after that, dialed it in. Gets a ton of swing and miss.
He'll have the top of the order up for Baltimore. Westberg, Rutschman, O'Neill, as we take it to the bottom of the 9th inning. Westberg, a base hit back in the 3rd inning. One of only 4 hits all night for the Orioles. 4 singles against Garrett Crochet, who struck out 8. And a liner into left field. Duran on the move, and he's right there to run it down. 1 gone.
Designated hitter number 3.
And Rutschman, the DH, next.
Geraldo's coming in here, first pitch at 100. '99th percentile last year in K rate, 37.1. We're getting much better than that. Of course, a lot of it is just mountain of a man out there in that mound.
I'd say so. One out for Rutschman. Again 100. He's 0 for 3. The big lefty from Cuba with a 1-0.
And he's got that 7'3" extension as well. That's elite, 98th percentile. So when he's letting go of this 100, it feels like it's right on top of you.
Just burying it in there at 99. Crochet 6'6", 260. Aroldis Chapman 6'4", 235. And a strike. Easy cheese.
It really is. It's almost like lately what we've seen even in camp, like that 97 can be spotted. When you see 100, it's all over the place, but that's still effectively wild. Not that someone's not going to chase that up.
One away. Three and 2. Tyler O'Neill on deck. And Wong will spring up and head out to the hill.
He's had his problems with walks in the past. Last year was almost 14.5%. That was the highest walk rate in the game. But again, we counter with the strikeout rate too. It's done a better job in camp late cutting down on those walks, but there will be nights he'll go out there and walk 2 or 3.
Here's the 3-2. And he's walked one here. With one down, Rutschman on, O'Neill next. Tio tonight 0 for 3 after going 4 for 4 on opening day. The Rutschman takes his base. O'Neill with the 1 home run on the year. Hit 31 last year for Boston. In there for a strike. Got that slider in there, which is such an effective pitch for the lefty.
And he'll give him when he's throwing that slider for strikes or locating it when he wants to go with that. That's when he's tough to hit. Not that he's ever easy.
He's hit 100 on a radar gun in each and every one of his 16 years in the big leagues. 0-2. He had a notion. He didn't go. Moscoso said no.
Get that one down a little lower. I don't think he can hold up.
Foul. Came back with a slider. Ryan Mountcastle, the first baseman, up next. Red Sox trying to make the 3 hold up. A run in the second, 2 more in the 5th. And Chapman with a 1-2 to O'Neill. Rutschman took the walk. He has a short lead at first. again. O'Neill hanging in. .31 home runs for Tyler last year, the second best home run season of his career. Got off to a great start on opening day with a homer. Chapman's 2-2. And in there to strike him out with the slider. That froze him. 2 gone.
Well, Tyler's been battling that slider down and in. This one's backdoor out of the hand. He's probably thinking fastball up out of the zone, which he's already shown him a couple of times. He gives up on it, comes back, gets the outside corner.
Mountcastle now 1 for 3, a single. Big wave and a miss, and he missed it by a lot with the slider, and it's 0-1. Look at this, 0 for 8, 7 strikeouts, including the postseason against Chapman. Ooh.
When you have those kind of numbers, you basically sell out, and which is what he's doing. He's just guessing dead red. He's throwing little wrinkles at him. Way out in front.
Two strikes, 2 out. Chapman against Mountcastle. Swinging a ground ball to second. Campbell on the money, and the Red Sox are back in the win column. They win it tonight on a shutout. The final score 3-0 over the Orioles. Garrett Crochet, an ace. He looked like it all night long. From the first batter he struck out, he was sensational. Rafi Devers, his first hits of the season. And oh, how sweet it is to get a W.
There's a lot of good things here offensively. You mentioned it, right? Devers, Story, Rafaela looking better, but it's really about that man, Garrett Crochet. On the day they finalized the 6-year, $170 million extension, we get to watch this man every 5th day. He went out and dominated. You're right. That's what an ace looks like.
This Red Sox win presented by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Stay with us for Extra Innings Live, presented by WB Mason. TC and Jim break it down, the key moments in this Red Sox win over the Orioles. Plus, hear from Alex Cora and Garrett Crochet. That's all coming up right after the break.